Hey everybody, welcome back once again to Retro Game Fix Retro Jones podcast number 113, where you have your most consistent hosts, Mitch and Mike.
What's up?
Mike, I can't believe how consistent we generally are. We're always this consistent.
God, it feels good. We always used to talk about this back in the day when we'd like do a week and then we'd miss a week or two and then we'd do a week.
Sometimes we'd miss like a month.
Oh man, but this time it feels
good being so consistent. But, oh, fuck, I just realized something. It's 2018.
Oh. Man, okay. Whoa.
Goddamn. Whoops.
Whoa.
I guess that changes that whole thing.
Son of a bitch.
I guess I don't know, I don't know what happened, but apparently the last time we podcasted, according to this thing, was March 26th of 2017. I guess we haven't been as consistent as we thought.
Oh. Yeah. Huh. I guess I forgot to record all those other episodes. That's weird. Anyway, well, fuck it. Here we are.
Every single week.
Yeah, no, I know.
We recorded something, and apparently, like... What, it just didn't upload or something?
Yeah, I guess not. Well, nevertheless, we're here now, so that's cool.
We're branch shopping. If one way or another, believe one of those things. But anyways, apparently in reality here, it has been a long time since we have podcasted.
Yeah, it's kind of like Encino Man.
What?
It's kind of like Encino Man in a way.
No, I mean, like, heard you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, hold on. Mitch, it's kind of like Encino Man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what's funny? So for everybody listening and not getting just how hilarious we are, we're talking. So last time we did podcasts, like at least, I don't know, probably 8 out of 10 times, 9 out of 10 times I was pretty drunk. But there was one episode specifically where... we were talking about pinball machines. And
Is that where you were going with that?
No, the Encino Man thing was because the guy was frozen and then he came back to whatever. But anyway, I just went off the rails on pinball machines and it was hilarious. I've still been trying to track it down.
We meant to do like a lost episode thing of like all the bloopers just crazy shit where we're like, whoa, we should not use that.
Usually where it's like, let's cut that out and yeah.
I was just like, and that's like you're going on for a while. It's got like buttons and flippers and lights.
Lights in it.
I mean, you were going for a while, and I was just like, Mike, I don't think we should use this.
And they're flashing. They're flashing.
Flashing and just ding and stuff.
Yeah, that was fun.
It's too bad, man. I think the ultimately at the time it was just like, okay, delete, whatever, cut that out, delete it. And God, I wish we still had those.
In hindsight, I should have just copied and pasted it to the end of the show.
Right.
Because somehow we did finish the show. But boy,
there were a couple of them. Remember that time that you went off on Green Bay Packers fans and told everybody in Wisconsin to F off and stuff?
Yeah.
That was like our second podcast.
It was like our second podcast. Yeah, I don't know what the context was, but I was losing my shit.
I'm kind of glad that one's gone.
Yeah, I lost I literally did lose like the first 6 episodes, and I was kind of like, well, that's probably for the better, because that
probably for the better.
That's
I don't really want that out there.
That's maybe not internet, maybe not conversation that we want on the internet.
Yeah, probably not that we can trace back to what was my name now?
I forgot what your name is.
Mitch. I don't know.
Mitch Johnson or something. I think you were like Mitch Johnson.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know.
Anyway,
that's funny.
Yeah, I don't want anything connected to that guy that I don't know at all. So,
anyway, that was a lot of fun.
What's been going on? It's been like a freaking year.
It has been. Well, yeah, it has been like a year. A lot's been going on.
A lot of stuff that's been going on. I think it's something that like we can't cover in one podcast, like all the stuff that's been going on, right?
No, I mean, I think essentially what happened, in a nutshell, we both ended up finishing our Sega Master System collections.
Yep.
Which was awesome. And I think we were still podcasting maybe when that happened. And then...
Yeah, I think we were.
Yeah, and then I moved, and then we both sold our Sega Master System collections.
Yeah.
And then I rebought my Sega Master System collection. You used your money to buy more pinballs.
I did.
Yeah, so I mean, that's kind of the
I will say this.
Yeah.
But I will say this, though. Because you have now, and you can tell the story on that as well, but you have reacquired yours. Mike is like the kind of guy that, like, you know, when somebody's like, whoa, it'd be super cool to jump in the pool. And like, everybody's like, oh yeah, that would be cool. And then like, Mike's like, all right, on the count of 3, let's jump. And he's like 1, 2, 3, and everybody jumps but him. I feel like that's what happened with the whole Sega Master System thing.
Yeah. Well, I'm
not criticizing you for that, but that's okay.
Well, and that's my personality. Carrie and I went out today to grab lunch, and then we met up with Chad for another drink, and like we were talking about cars and looking at kind of a toy car, and I was telling him how you said, wow, that thing is a dick on wheels. It's perfect. And I was like,
because you were showing me this car that you were looking at.
Yeah. And I was like, for anybody else, that is such an insult. But for me, I'm like, fuck yeah. I'm like, that's exactly it. That's perfect. That's what I'm looking for. Like, I own it.
Yeah. I was like, dude, that thing is a cock on wheels. It's perfect for you.
You know, and like most people, that's an insult. And for me, I'm like, fuck yeah. That's exactly.
Most people would be like Gary and Ace, like their car that they drove.
Yeah. I'm like, it's weird. But yeah, so like, you know, when you say I'm the kind of guy that will convince everybody to jump in the pool and then I don't jump in, people are like, God, he's an ass. And I'm like, well, kind of. But yeah, that's the type of guy I am.
No, I don't mind. It's all good. I think because the thing was, I was like, and I can definitely say, and we'll get back into that too, but just a side subject, and we'll get into that at some point too. I'm definitely like a pinball guy now. Like, there's no doubt about it. I don't even know. Well, I can't imagine where we were at last time. There's a hell of a lot of stuff that has happened since then. But, you know, I was just like, yeah, you know, I took my, you know, I was displaying all my games and stuff, and then I kind of took it down, and I was like, for me, the adventure was finding all the games, and kind of, it was just a scavenger hunt, and kind of the journey was, you know, not really the destination. I know that sounds cliche, but that's really how I felt about it. So I waited for the minute where you were like, I'm going to do it. I'm going to sell my collection. And I'm like, I'm going to sell my collection. You know, it was so I take that whole analogy back from the beginning. I think it was more like I was an opportunist there, where I was like, Mike's not going to sell his collection, so I'm going to go ahead and do it and be like, I did it because you said you were going to do it.
Yeah.
And then we were both going to do it. And I was like, screw that. So, but it was crazy, man. I mean, like, the bug hit me on that right away too, because I put up all my UPCs, for $1,000 because I was like the Sonic US UPC and Strider, because everybody knows the Sonic is really rare. Golden Axe Warrior.
Oh, and by the way, remind me to tell the Sonic story too.
Oh God, there's so many stories.
We forgot about that.
We're gonna be hashing this out for a while.
Yeah, it's gonna take a while because Sorry, I just needed to remind myself. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited, Mitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. So. I put the four you know, super rare US UPCs up, and I was like, well, screw it, you know, because I was like, what do you think they're worth? And you're like, well, I don't know, but I'd put it up for like at least $1,000, and I was like, God, that's crazy, man. Nobody's gonna buy that. So I put them up. I swear to you, 10 minutes, and this like 10 minutes from me hitting submit on eBay, and you have to take into account that it like. eBay takes a minute or two or however long to actually post the thing on there. I got like a sold listing. I was like, no effing way. Somebody bought this. And I was like, yeah, but I'm not going to see the money for it. 2 seconds later, you have been paid. And I was like, no effing way. And then like the guy sent like a subsequent message just like, take care of these things. And I was like, oh my God, I just sold 4 games for $1,000.
Yeah, well, and at the time, so... That actually doesn't sound like that. Actually sounds like a good value now, right?
Sounds reasonable right now.
Because at the time we were like, hey, let's just peg the Sonic at 400, maybe put the
3 to 4,
put the Golden Axe Warrior at like 200, and then the Spider-Man.
The other ones are $150 tops,
right? The Spider-Man and the
Strider.
The Strider, like $70 for the Strider, and maybe $100 for the Spider-Man. So we're going like, all right, fuck it, list it. And then you said like that they sold. I was like, holy shit, get out of town.
I know. I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my God, because I was thinking about a year ago. I was like, I really, really, really want a Ghostbusters, to Stern Ghostbusters, new in box. And they have like a show special for the Southern Fried Game Room Expo, and all these things were, we'll get there. But I was like, oh my God, that's my down payment right there. I was like, holy crap, 4 games, net me that. So I was hooked at that point. I put my James Buster up and sold it for I think $450 at the time, which was at the time I felt like was kind of nuts.
Yeah, that was.
So I got $1,450 out of 5 games. It was insane. I was like, oh my God, I can use this towards my Taxi restoration, and it was just amazing. So
yeah. So then that happens, and then I move because I was in the middle of moving. So I move. And I had kind of went back and forth on selling my shit like I'm one to do. And I was like, I don't want to do it. And then I'd create a listing, but I wouldn't post it. And then I'd go, I don't want to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm not going to do it. So finally, we move, and some stuff's going on with the job. And, I've got school loans coming up. And I'm thinking, well, you know what? I've got some debt from the move. I had some previous debt from school, some other shit. You know what? I'm going to sell the games. So I finally actually commit to selling a lot of the games. So I pitch off, being the dumbass that I am, instead of getting the same amount of money and just selling like a pile of the easy to find ones, I go, I'm going to just make the quick bucks and sell the hard ones. So I get rid of the Blue Rambo, and I get rid of the Buster. The Buster was the first one to go. I actually got $550 for that one. And
that's crazy.
Yeah, that's bonkers to me. But I couldn't get shit. Like the Rambo went for like $100, which I'll get to in a minute. But then I go to list my UPCs. I'm finally like, you know what? I'll get rid of the UPCs. Mm-hmm. And so I list them, all 4 of them. Now, granted, I've taken them back and forth, and I kept retaking pictures because it was just part of the process for me. And I finally just take the fucking pictures like for the 7th time instead of just reusing them. And I'm glad I did this because I list them. I'm on my way to work, and somebody emails me and says, hey, that's not the US Sonic. There's no UPC on it. And so, actually, I wasn't on my way to work. I was out running errands now.
I thought you were on your way back to work because you'd called me and we were talking, and then all of a sudden you're like, wait, I got this message.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember that part exactly. So I'm like, oh, shit. And
so what is he talking about?
So in my head, I'm like, I grabbed the wrong Sonic, right? Because I have the PAL ones and some other ones. I'm like, I grabbed the wrong one. Yeah. And then I zoom in on the picture, and I can see the outline of where the sticker would have been. And I'm like, motherfucker, the sticker's gone. And I'm in panic mode at this point. I mean, you were on the phone with me. I'm like, I need to get home. I need to see what's going on here. So I immediately cancel the listing.
I'm sorry, by the way.
It's the worst. It's, you know what? It's karma, though. For all of the times that I laughed at you over just stupid ass shit.
Yeah, that was exactly what I was thinking. Because anytime something crazy would happen, Mike would just get the giggles, and he couldn't stop laughing. I'd be so pissed.
And the more pissed you get, I would just laugh harder.
You would just laugh harder until you couldn't breathe.
I loved it when shit went wrong with people's lives. And so,
as long as it wasn't your own.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm like, God damn it. So I get home, I find my Sonics. Sure enough, the sticker's not on it. The UPC's not on it. And I'm like, oh, shit. So I start looking everywhere. I'm going through my boxes. It's got to be stuck to something. It's got to be stuck to something. And then I start to remember during the move that I remember vaguely, and this could just be,
like a made-up memory or something?
A made-up memory. It could totally be a made-up memory, but for some reason, I remember thinking like having a sticker stuck to the bottom of my Chucks. And there was a bunch of garbage in the garage, and so I probably assumed it was just a thing, and I peeled the sticker off and kind of threw it. Anyway, long story short, UPC gone. And in my head, I'm going, that's a fucking $600 sticker. That's a $600 sticker. The game didn't, I didn't pay $600 for it at the time, but I'm like, that is a $600 sticker. I just lost $600. I mean, you can't, it's the worst feeling in the world.
Wait, if we would have had this conversation when it happened, it wouldn't have been like this right now.
Oh my God, so it's the worst feeling in the fucking world. So I'm like, all right, I lost my Sonic sticker. I kind of came.
Now you have a PAL version of Sonic.
Now I have a PAL version of Sonic. I'm like, God damn it. What the hell just happened to my life?
It's worth like $50 now.
Yeah. And so anyway, I come to I come to realization that like, that sucks. That sucks. So anyway, I sell the rest of the games. I sell the other UPCs. And I'm going to get to this. I sell the other UPCs except the Strider. Now, I thought I sold the Strider too, but I didn't sell the Strider, so keep this in mind. So I sell I sell all these shits. And then I end up quitting my job because I found a better job and a job paid more and yada, yada, yada. And some other things happened beneficially for me. So I paid off some things and everything got squared away. So now I've got the new house and the office, but I don't have my Master System collection. And so I'm like, God damn it. I made a terrible mistake. It was totally fucking Arrested Development.
Oh yeah, where they like zoom in on your face and the sound of silence plays or whatever.
Yeah, it was totally that, which also happened when I lost the Sonic sticker. Because you know that sour ass face. So this is so funny. You know, the funniest part is I know you wanted to laugh so hard when all this shit was happening, but like you're like a way better person than I am, and so you're just like, oh, that sucks, Mike. And I knew damn well you were hanging up the phone, just dying and just dying. So.
Oh my God.
And so anyway, I'm like, God,
I got like tears in my eyes right now.
So I'm like, God damn it, I gotta rebuy all these games. And so I probably sold off like $1,600 or $1,700 worth of games. And so in the prices at the time. And so remember when I was saying that Sonic sticker was going to be $600?
Yeah.
I fucking go on eBay and there's a goddamn Sonic UPC for $600.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a little more. And the guy has a best offer on it. And I offered him like $500. Then he wouldn't budge and yada, yada, yada. We went back and forth. And I was like, it's okay. And at the time, so here's the funny part. I'm like, I'm going to have to buy this game. Mm-hmm. And so I tweet at Chris Johnston on P1 Podcast because he was looking at an Xbox One X. I said, I'll tell you what, you go ahead and pull that trigger on that Xbox One X and I'm going to drop about $600 on a Sega Master System game. And he was like, already done. I was like, all right, that's the only excuse I need. Boom. I go pull the trigger on.
He's like instantly enabled.
Yeah, I was like, that's all I needed. So, yeah, so I go spend the $600 on this effing Sonic game. Perfect condition, awesome. Had even the normal Sega seal that would have been over the crease. Everything was really nice on it. And so it was great to get it back. But then I was like, okay, here goes here we go. And so then I see a Buster Douglas up, but I pass on the Buster Douglas at like $400, which was a sweet deal, and I ended up paying $500 for that to get that back. But then I lucked out, and a couple other people were selling their full collections, and so I got in touch with the guy that was selling off his Master System collection, and I had said, here's all of the games I need. and he said, I have all of them except the Blue Rambo was one of them, and then the Strider was one of them. Now, granted, I still have the Strider, but I forgot I had the Strider. So that's gonna come into play in a minute here. So he sells me most of the games I need at a really, really reasonable price. And so I get the Ghostbusters Blue, I get a couple of other Blues, I get the Fantasy Zone, variety of other games. And so I'm back to everything except the Golden Axe Warrior UPC. In my head, the Strider UPC, the Blue Rambo, and the Buster Douglas. And then one day, I'm in a meeting, or I'm not in a meeting, I was just kind of, I booked a conference room because I wanted to get out of my cube. And I go on eBay, and I see that there is the 20% off going on, and there's a Golden Axe Warrior UPC. So I get
the 20% thing,
Yeah, so I get the Golden Axe Warrior UPC. I'd let you know, and you're like, oh, that's awesome. Then I'm like, I need the Strider, I need the Buster, and I need the Rambo. And so my ass is like, well, I'm not worried about the Strider, because those just come up. And I'm not really worried about the Buster Douglas, but I'm super worried about the Rambo. Fast forward, Rambo doesn't come up. The Buster Douglas I see pop up a couple times, but they weren't in great condition. And so I decide to go to one of the Sega forums, and I say, I'm looking for a Rambo. I will pay $300 for the Rambo. And somebody's like, I got one.
Which like, 300 is insane for a Rambo.
It is, but I still haven't seen one pop up. And it wasn't in perfect condition like he said it was going to be, but it was in good enough condition.
You won't find a nicer one, I think, I believe he said. Right?
Yeah, he did say that.
I guess he's totally right, because you haven't seen any in any conditions pop up, right?
I personally haven't. Even the one that I had, I bought from you. And so I get that one. Mm-hmm. And now I'm back to the Buster and the Strider. Then a Strider comes up. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to get the Strider. And I'm going deep on this thing. Bid. And I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to throw a huge bid. I want to knock this one out. So I throw like $180 at it. Somebody outbids me. It ends up going for like $195 for a damn Strider UPC.
What? Yeah. That's insane.
It's insane. And so I'm like, fuck. I'm like, I can't even. That's one that I can't even think about it.
Yeah, no way.
That's too much. So I go upstairs, I lay down, I tell Carrie, I'm like, hey, you know what? I missed on the Strider. Way too much money. Just can't do it. And I'm laying in bed, and all of a sudden I wake up and I go, hold on a minute. I get up, and I run downstairs. No shit, I still have my Strider. I'm downstairs butt naked, rummaging through my fucking games. I find the Strider, and I'm like, thank God. And then the only thing I have left is the Buster. A Buster ends up coming up. I end up bidding. I forgot what I offered him. I think I offered him $5, and he took it, and so I ended up getting the Buster. And then I did have a couple errant loose ends that I didn't really care about, like the normal Fantasy Zone, which I ended up just buying. And then I scooped the normal Fantasy Star from you. So now I am 100% complete on the U.S. Sega Master System collection with variants, and most of the Sega in the 90s. So,
yeah, I think you're the only person that I know that has owned all of the U.S. collection twice.
Well, twice, yeah. Yeah.
So I guess you have that distinction.
So, yeah, that happened. Wow.
Dude,
God, I can't believe it was expensive.
I can't believe all that shit happened. Like, I'm just like, we're talking here, I'm like, oh my God, that happened and that happened and that happened. But yeah, that was as an expensive lesson for Mike.
Well, it wasn't like, I'd actually, all things considered, I think it was probably like an $800 lesson, but that, maybe $1,000 lesson, but $600 of that was me losing a fucking Sonic sticker.
Yeah. Which is a great story. I mean, I guess that's worth something, right?
No, technically speaking, it's not worth anything. Technically
worth
speaking,
like $50.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Well, the story was good.
Hooray.
I enjoyed it.
Hooray,
obviously,
hooray
I have freaking dried tears in my eyes now, like from crying, laughing through that entire story.
Yeah.
Oh my God, I can't top that.
But I do have it again. And so, actually, well, we might as well keep rolling. Let's keep the Sega train rolling, because this is my life here. So I get that finished up, And I go, I need to get myself a Sega Nomad.
Mm-hmm. I've been saying that for years.
Yeah, so finally I'm like, fuck it, I go to Facebook Marketplace and I search for Sega Nomad, and there's a guy that has one for $100. And me, after just spending all this money, I'm like, you know how we are. Like, eventually we get a little bit of a conscience about spending money, and I'm like, maybe I should. Yeah. And he's like, or a trade for a Sega Master System. So I'm like, I've got a second Master System.
Right.
So I go downstairs, hook up my second Master System, broken, busted. And I tried to replace the voltage regulator, that doesn't work. I tried doing some other shit and resoldering some cold joints, doesn't work. I have to get back to the guy and say, hey, I didn't get it back together. And then I go on eBay like 2 days later, and I see Nomads going for like $160. And I'm like, shit, I didn't realize that was that good of a deal. I get back to the guy, and he goes, I literally just sold it 5 minutes ago.
That's the way it happens, man. I will say, on a side subject, there was a time I was looking for, I saw that when we had that whole Game Gear thing, when I was really, really into Game Gear a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
And I had there was that lot that was up there for like a month that had Mega Man and like all this other crap for like $50. And it was like 20 some games. The Game Gear and Mega Man, which is obscene, like how much that is worth. So, yeah, I was like, okay, cool, wow. I emailed him, and she's like, oh, I'm sorry, just yesterday I took it to Goodwill. And I was like, oh, my God, you got to be kidding me, So, yes.
Of all places, right? And so, yeah.
Yep, somebody got an awesome deal.
So, you know what happens next. Now, all of a sudden, I'm like, I need a Nomad. And so I get on eBay, and I'm back and forth of like, how much should I spend on this thing? And one actually came up with the battery pack, not the rechargeable battery, but like apparently just finding the battery pack that holds the AA's is kind of a pain nowadays.
So otherwise you just have to have them plugged in?
Yeah, you just have to have an AC unit on it. So I found one. I ended up getting it for like $155, which I thought was fair. And it's in great condition.
Right.
Greatest thing I've ever bought.
So have you been like just playing it nonstop?
Well, yeah. Usually when I go to bed, I'll fire something up. To be honest, I've been playing just tons and tons and tons of Crew Ball.
That's exactly what the first thing that I would want to play on it.
I just fired up Crew Ball, and then like the MIDI version of Dr. Feelgood comes on, just da 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 da. This one, I'm like, yeah, buddy. Yeah,
that's probably what I'd be doing too.
So I played a ton of Crew Ball. Played Cool Spot. I played Aladdin or Lion King. Played Lion King. And then I tried to play some Road Rash on it. It's really difficult to play Road Rash. Yeah, well, Road Rash is fun, but it's just hard to play on that small screen. Which now I'm like, okay, I need to update the LCD. But boy, you need to get one of those things.
I know, that's so weird because I had absolutely no interest in well, I mean, it was like a dormant interest, and then all of a sudden you're like, I got one, and I'm like, oh my God, I need to get one. So I still have that money you PayPal'd me for the Fantasy Star, and I'm like, I need to get one, but I just need to pull the trigger, So I'm not quite there yet, but I really, really want one because all the mods are awesome on that thing. The battery mod where you can get like 5 hours. You basically mod it to have like a updated rechargeable battery, and
right. And if you combine that mod with the LCD, it's LCD. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah,
I want that. I love portables, man. That just like that hit me. There's one locally for $130 or something. It's been up there for like a month though, so I doubt it's still around. But I'm gonna give them a call tomorrow and see if it's still available because I would totally grab that. And they said they have a TV tuner, and I'm like, there was no TV tuner for the Nomad, was there?
I don't think so, no.
Yeah, so I don't know what they're talking about, but it was definitely a picture of a Nomad. So
you can also mod it so you can use a 32X on it.
Oh, I think I saw that.
Because there's a voltage thing where you can't just use the 32X, but I'm like, if there's not something that's just awesome, it would be strapping the 32X into that thing.
Dude, that would be just humongous. I mean, it already is with that battery pack.
I would go take public transportation places just to use the Sega Nomad on like the bus with the 32X.
That would be hilarious.
Just rolling, just all day. I'd just be riding the train around the city all day, just waiting for pictures to pop up on Twitter. Saw this guy on the train today. Sega Nomad 32X, and I'm sitting there like, yeah, boy, Retro Game Fix.
I'd be like, if I saw somebody doing that, I'd be like, let me see. You know, can I try it? Yeah. So, wow, that's awesome, dude. It's funny how contagious that is because, you know, remember back when we were doing like, you know, Sega Master System and when I was talking about Game Gear all the time?
Yeah.
And we had so many people that were like, here's my collection. I really got into Game Gear because it's like this crap is contagious, man. I'm already like sweating. I'm like, I need a Nomad. I need one. I gotta have it.
It's so good. It is so good. You do need one.
I know. I've got a bunch of Genesis games still. I mean, I have a Genesis.
So you know what's messed up? So I have Streets of Rage 2, and I was like, I need to get the original Streets of Rage. It's like $60 complete.
What?
Yeah, I didn't know Genesis games had like we're carrying a premium now, but I guess they are.
It seems like that would be something that you could probably find on Craigslist.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure.
That somebody just didn't know what they have.
Yeah, I'm not super worried about it, but yeah, I was just like, holy shit, Genesis games are now expensive too? Like, everything is expensive.
Why? I mean, yeah, really. Well, it is. It's true, and I look back at, like, 3DS stuff the other day, because I was really into that for a while. It's dirt cheap right now. I'm like, God, I should just, you know, grab everything I ever wanted on 3DS because it costs nothing, you know? And it should, right now, it shouldn't. There's definitely a dip in the market, which is awesome. And I eventually, you know how that crap goes. It's going to go back up, probably. Or even if it doesn't, I don't even give a shit. I just like playing them, you know?
Well, yeah, I mean, if you want to get a collection, right? Like, whether you're going to play them now or not, like, right now's the time to do it, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I bought a pile of Wii games. It's like, Wii games are still dirt cheap. And GameStop still has them. So every time I'm in a GameStop, I'm like, I'll buy a couple Wii games.
Right.
So, anyway.
Absolutely. So weird craziness, man.
Yeah, so that's the Sega story over the last year or so, I guess you could say. And there's definitely more stories in there, but in that time, where did we leave off in your pinball shenanigans? I think the last conversation we had was your trip to that one place in Georgia that we were like, you're gonna get robbed.
Like a 13-hour trek. Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's right.
I think that's where we left off.
Yeah, I have to say, in this year, I just went absolutely insane. Like, I felt like I went absolutely insane the year before, and I feel like it just gets more and more insane every single year with this trend over the last couple of years. But, yeah, I mean, it's funny, and I have so much to talk about. I'll just kind of pick some out, but I have so many good stories, too, on, like, acquiring these machines, because I've acquired a lot of machines this year. And I've sold a lot of stuff too. But you know, it's funny because I'm really, really, really into pinball right now and I love it, you know, but I'm getting back where I'm like, I want some arcades. I'm like, I never really had the itch to have a Street Fighter 2, even though that was like an iconic game in my childhood. But now I kind of want one, you know, and there's a guy that has one fully restored for, you know, $400 or $500 and in town. And I'm like, yeah. But I already have, like, the board set, and I've already got the artwork and all that stuff. I just need they used to have these, like, generic cabinets. What the hell were they called? God, I don't remember. I don't remember what type of cabinet, but they're like a generic cabinet, because Street Fighter 2 never had its own cabinet, essentially.
Right.
And a dynamo cabinet. That's what it was. So, anyways, they used to be like free, like at auctions you'd find them for like $25 or $15 or something. They're nowhere to be found. That's all I need, and I could just do my own Street Fighter 2. And like a 25-inch monitor on like a dynamo cabinet used to be like nothing at the. So now I can't find one, and I might actually have to reach out to good old Mame Steve at some point, who we've talked about at some point in this thing, and I don't even know how to approach that because I don't really want to talk to him.
Yeah.
And it's been years, and I know because he's the guy I used to go to auctions with that he has 25-inch monitor dynamo cabinets in his garage right now. And I'm like, I want one of those. So I don't really know what to do. I'm like,
you're like, hey, Steve, do you want to go to lunch?
Yeah, I really don't want to be honest. But like, I don't know. Do I like suck it up and like swallow my pride and be like, hey, how's it going, man? Want to hang out or whatever? No, it's not even about swallowing my pride. I hate the guy. But
dealing with it for an afternoon. Yeah, I mean, I suppose you have to. It's weird. It's weird, and I don't want to pivot this into a game value conversation, but I was kind of thinking about this other day of like, how did we get here? And I think I have a theory, and I don't want to go too deep, but
you mean us or like
no the gaming market, the gaming market as a whole, right? Because
go ahead.
You think about, we've talked about it before, right? You got a bunch of us who grew up with the games, and we start to hit our 30s, mid-30s, 40s, mid-40s, and you come into some money, right? You're a little more successful, a little more comfortable. You know, maybe some people knock the house out of the way, you get the kid out of the way, and you start to get a solid budget, and you go, oh, I'm going to go buy some of this stuff. Mm-hmm. And then it gets popular, and we all start to scoop it up. And like, there's a limited amount of some of this stuff available anyway, right? Especially when you're talking arcade cabinets and monitors. Mm-hmm. And then slowly but surely people are going like, well, I really want it and I'll spend what I need to get it. Mm-hmm. And then people start spending a little more than they should. And then that curve just continues to happen because people want to finish it. And you go, you know, much like I spent $300 on the Rambo.
Right.
Then what happens is now you've got a bunch of people that spent a bunch of money on this shit that go, maybe I don't really need this anymore, but like for me, but I spent $300 on this Rambo. I'm sure as hell not going to turn around and sell it for $100 now. Right. And so now everything is kind of plateaued to a point where people just aren't ready to eat the loss yet. I don't know. I mean, it's just kind of a theory that I have because it's obscene to me that.
So is that like the moment before the bubble bursts where people are like, I can't do it.
I'm not sure yet. I don't know. I have no idea, but it's frustrating because I want to buy more stuff, but I can't justify a lot of it at this point.
Well, my biggest problem right now, because like I was saying, I really want to get some more arcades and stuff. And I've got my Candy Cab, which is like plays all JAMA games, and I might just get rid of that because it's a sit down 2-player thing. I don't have any room for that in my basement. But I want a Q*bert again. I really, really want a Q*bert, and one of my buddies has one that is taken apart. Like it's essentially it needs to be assembled, which I don't care about that. That's great. I love that. And he's like, oh, I have 900 in it. Like he told me this yesterday, and I'm like, I mean, would you sell it for 900? Because he's like, he's a little bit of a hoarder, and he's an awesome guy. And but he's more than a little bit of a hoarder. He'll be the first person to tell you that. He's got so many Grail arcade games in his storage things or whatever, and he's got just so many of them. But he, a lot of times he just doesn't get to them. And he's like, oh, yeah, I bought this project years ago, this Q*bert project. It just needs to be put back together. I've got like 900 in it. And I'm like, I mean, would you sell it for 900? Because he really wants a Stern Iron Maiden pinball, which is I understand. And I'm like, dude, if you need Iron Maiden cash, I'll give it to you. So I haven't heard back from him. So I'm guessing that means like, no, I don't want to get rid of it for $900. But like, I don't want to spend more than $900 on a Q*bert that, needs stuff done to it. You know what I'm saying? But even though Q*berts go for a shitload more than that. But anyway, I'm kind of in that mode where I'm like, I love the pinballs, obviously, but I'm kind of sliding back into the arcade thing. I've had this Miss Pac-Man in my garage for probably years at this point. That's always been a project. I was going to like stencil it and make it perfect like my Pac-Man, but I'm like, I have a limited amount of space in my basement, and I don't need a Pac-Man in a Miss Pac-Man. Period. I just don't. So one of my buddies has ended up trading me like a Project Robotron cabinet, which I'm I got the way better end of that deal, but I'm super excited about that. And he's super excited about the other one, so it works out great. But, it's funny, like with all the pinball stuff, and I'll get to that at some point, I'm really like, I kind of want to go back to my roots. I want a Street Fighter 2, like I thought about this too, and I might not even get to the pinball stuff today, and that's fine with me. But I thought of this. This was a thought that I had this week where it's like, I can remember the first time I saw like almost every arcade machine that I loved. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I can remember where I was. All right. And sometimes we always traveled a lot. We had this RV like when I was growing up that we'd always travel a lot around the country and stuff. And so I don't always remember where the campgrounds were. Most of the time I was oblivious to where we were en route to someplace. But, you know, I was thinking the other day, I remember the first time I saw Ghosts and Goblins or Ghouls and Ghosts, whatever. I can't ever remember. But I remember the first time I saw that at the campground because every time we showed up at a campground, I would find the game room, period. Every time you came with me to go camping, we would find the game room. That'd be the first thing that we did, right?
Every time.
Every single time. That would be the first thing. Even if it was a place I'd been to 100 times, I'd be like, I got to go to the game room and see what's going on, you know? So it's funny. I remember the first time I saw Street Fighter 2, and I think I've shared this story before too, but it was this campground. I think it was in Nashville or something. And, you know, same thing. We just parked and got settled, and I'm like, I'm going to go check out the game room. Went out there. I was like, what is this game? It looks awesome. Back then, especially, it was all about the graphics, you know, as well as the gameplay was obviously important as well. But I was really, like, excited about graphics. You can attest to that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So first time I saw Street Fighter 2, I was just blown away. I was like, oh, my God. I remember... You know, because at that point, too, I had a limited amount of quarters for my allowance. And I was like, well, I can't just blow it all, even though I always just blew it immediately. But I just picked Zangief. And like my fighting style was I just hit the punch button like rapidly. So he just keeps spinning around in circles. And like every time the guy you know, so I got like past the first guy or the second guy or something just by like sitting there like spinning in circles because that was like my defense, you know. And it's the same thing with Blanca. I would just sit there and hit the punch button over and over, and then he'd like electrocute everything. That was the greatest, you know. So, but, you know, there's a Guns N' Roses pinball machine right next to it, too, where I was like, oh, my God, because I was a huge Guns N' Roses fan as well. So, I don't know, random tangent, but, you know, it's funny. Every time that I hear about somebody's machine or something, I'm like, I remember the first time I saw that, because every time that we came in, and obviously that's why we're doing stuff like this, right?
Uh-huh.
Like you know, this stuff made an impression on us, like in a huge way as kids. So, and throughout our entire lives. So it's funny now that I look back, I'm like, I genuinely can remember, almost every game when I saw it for the first time. You know, I distinctly remember like Mortal Kombat 2 going into Pocket Change in Mankato, Minnesota. And just a crowd of people around Mortal Kombat 2. And I was like, oh, my God, I have to see this. And I couldn't even get close enough to be able to, like, see what was going on, you know?
Yeah, well, and I even remember, I mean, the stuff, it's like, it's not only, like it's so weird to think about those times, too, because you mentioned Pocket Change. And just, like, I still just have memories of walking into that side of the mall. And they had the food, it was just, like, there was the food court, there was a sports store on the right. And then boom, the minute we'd get into the mall, it was like straight to Pocket Change. To Pocket Change. What's new? Get some quarters. Let's go. Let's game.
I didn't even need quarters. I could just be, you know, you and me, like that's funny because like my wife does not like watching play video games and stuff.
Oh yeah, we would watch too.
We do. Like that time that you came over and we played through what was it on the PS3 when I first got the
Uncharted.
PS3? Uncharted.
We played man. I just watched you play Uncharted, man, because it was like Uncharted's my favorite game series of all time, regardless of my opinions on Uncharted 4 people. And like I was like, Mitch, you got the PS3. We went to the thing, and I just watched you play it, and I was like, God, I just love talking about it.
It's awesome because like we don't mind that. When we were kids too, we just watch each other play video games and stuff. And that was partially probably the same thing in the arcade. Like I didn't always have quarters. Like you know, and if I did, they'd be gone like immediately. So if other kids were in there playing and stuff, I was like, I want to go watch them play. You know, it'd be almost just as satisfying to go watch some other kids play. You know, so. That might have something to do with it too. You know, we just, you know, if you were over here right now, we'd probably be playing video games, you know?
Yeah, always. I mean, that was it. And it was just like, it was funny because just growing up, right, it was, we'd watch each other play video games. And then now when we kind of lived in different states, anytime we would get together, it was like, let's play video games. But it wasn't always playing co-op games or things like that. I mean, hell, that one day I watched you just beat the hell out of dudes with a dildo in
what was that?
Why the hell can't I think of the name?
It's like a Grand Theft Auto ripoff.
People are going to be losing their shit now, and I can't.
Oh my god, I have it in the other room. I'm not going to go look though.
Saints Row. Jesus,
Saints
I played
Row,
them all. I played them all, but yeah, Saints Row.
Yeah. Yep. So yeah, dude, that yeah, I don't know, but my point is that like, clearly they made an impression on our lives, and I wonder too about people who are listening to this too. I bet there are plenty of people that are just like, hell yeah, I remember that too. I went through that same experience. But, you know, I can remember the first time I ever played or saw a Daytona USA, Dragon's Lair, Sega Time Traveler. I'm skipping all over the place here generationally in video game generations. But, I remember it all. You know, I remember all those things, even up to like Mortal Kombat 4, where I was super underwhelmed. You know, like every time a new game came out, I was just like, I remember seeing it. And I remember Time Killers when that first came out, Mortal Kombat when that first came out. It's pretty awesome. Thinking back, I'm like, damn, you know, like it's legit. Our love for video games is legit. It's a huge part of our lives, you know? So, but anyway, my tangent, I guess that comes from the fact that I'm like, I kind of want a Street Fighter 2 now. I've never owned one, and I've had 1,000 chances to own one for nothing, you know, and I'm like, should I just go ahead and spend $400 on somebody that already did the work?
I think so. I think you should, because you could sell that other stuff, and then it's your $100 in, right? You sell the artwork, you sell the boards, or you keep them. I mean, I don't know what you want to do. How much? I don't think
it's probably like not that much, but but anyway, I don't know what to do. I've got so many things I want to do that I have to prioritize, and I have a hard time doing that, you know. But right now, because the thing is, I'll kind of work backwards here. So I did get the Ghostbusters a year ago, right? And I think we've already established that. I used the grand from the UPCs, Sega UPCs. And then I sold my Funhouse back then because I was like, yeah, I have all these Pat Lawler machines. I had 4 Pat Lawler pinball machines at the time, and I'm like, the shots are kind of the same and stuff, and it's a valuable thing that could be expendable in my collection. So I sold my Funhouse for like $4,000, and that pretty much gave me, you know, more than enough for getting the Ghostbusters. So I ended up getting a Ghostbusters at Southern Fried Game Room Expo last year. It was awesome. The unboxing experience was great. I'm glad I have that under my belt, you know. And the game was great. It's just aesthetically, it's amazing, you know. And so it was fun. But I you know, after a while, I kind of, you know, I'm like, I have so many great pinball machines in my collection right now, and that will be a story for another day. I have so many of them. But Ghostbusters, I was kind of like, it gets the least amount of play. And again, there we are, valuable asset where I can get something I really want to play now, you know?
Yeah.
So I let go of the Ghostbusters, and it was super, super, super easy to get rid of. And it was funny. I even had one guy, you know, I put it up online for, you know, like $4,800 because I expected somebody to talk me down. I even had a guy that was like, I'm going to buy a gift for a friend for like $1,000. And I was like, and he loves Ghostbusters. And I'm like, first of all, how in the hell do I become your friend if you're going to buy your friend $1,000 gift? Like, you're an awesome friend, A. B, we're not even the same.
You know, he's probably not the type of friend that will laugh at you when your life is going shitty.
Yeah, probably not when you have like unfortunate things happen to you, but you got to have a special relationship as friends and that. But yeah, he's the opposite. He buys you like $1,000 game, like whatever, you know. So I'm like, you know, B, we're not in the same stratosphere, so I didn't even respond to him. But I sold it in 2 days after having it listed. So I went out and I was kind of like games on my list of pinballs that back in the day, when I used to do virtual pinballs like 9 years ago, I was like tables that I really, really loved were Star Trek: The Next Generation was one that I really, really liked, and that's kind of been on my list since then as one that I'd really like to own. And it's a wide body too, and I've never owned one of those, so it's a little bit wider. And long story short on that, there's a local pinball collectors thing called Gappus. I sent a thing out that said, by the way, as I'm saying this, I'm like, oh my God, there's like 10 other things that happened, but I can't get into all of them. I'll just leave it at this. This guy came up and said, I have a Star Trek: The Next Generation, because I was like, does anybody have one for sale? And he's like, it's crazy that you asked, because I just decided today that I was going to sell it. And I'm like, sweet. Let me see some pictures. So he sent me pictures, and he's totally like, yeah, there's like a scuff on the side, and it's not collector's quality, but it's way better than like a player's machine, and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, whatever. I don't ever judge until I see one in person, because, my buddy Steve and I have this running joke where it's like every time I go to buy a pinball machine, I'm like super disappointed because somebody, there's like Photoshop magic or some shit.
They oversell it, and they take the picture. They take the pictures at just the angle where it doesn't quite look as bad. Then you get there and you're like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, you're like, oh, it's like the like this Price is Right thing.
Yeah, you did not win the Showcase Showdown.
No, exactly. You in fact landed on bankrupt. Or no, that's Wheel of Fortune. I don't know what it is. Anyways,
get your gaming references together here, buddy.
I can't do it. But anyway. So yesterday, what is today? Sunday? Yeah, yesterday, me and my buddy Steve went out to pick it up. This is not Mame Steve, by the way. It's the opposite of Mame Steve.
It's not like Bean on Your Pizza Steve either?
No. In fact, I think outside of you, I think all my friends' names are Steve. And Steven.
My name is Mike.
Yeah, that's why I like you. You're different. So anyways, so we go over there yesterday and check it out, and this guy is awesome. His name is Mark. Him and his wife are really big into pinball, and great guy. And so we check out the machine. I'm like, holy shit. In my head, I'm like, this is like perfect. I mean, I was like trying to look for the scuff that he was talking about.
Did you do the thing where you were like, ooh, that scuff, oof, little
I don't do that.
Little bigger than you.
No, because he gave me like an outrageously good price, and I'm like, if somebody gives me an outrageously good price and it's something I really want, I'm just like, fuck it, I'll give you the money. I know I could probably talk you down a couple $100, but that would be stupid.
No, you don't do, like, we've talked about that before, like, especially on Craigslist, and we're both this way, where if we list something at a fair price and people come in and try to, like, knock you down 5%, it's like, you know what? I'm not actually going to sell it to you because I know someone else will buy it.
Right. Well, I'm like, thinking in my head, and I told him too. I told him the thing about like every time, our running joke is every time we go to look at a machine, it's always just like disappointment city. And I'm like, this is not disappointing at all. It's beautiful. I mean, this thing is like, it's perfect. I mean, and that's not like a relative term. I'm not saying it's perfect compared to like my Earthshaker, which was a, no pun intended, but an absolute disaster. But this thing, it's home. I'm like, this has to be home use only. Like, this has never been in a bar. It's never been operated. This has to have low plays on it. It's a 24-year-old machine, and it's beautiful. Like, one of the things about Williams cabinets is that, like, over time, the reds always fade on them. And anybody out there that's ever owned one knows that that's the case. I'm like, the reds were perfect. The artwork on the side art and stuff, I was like, this has never like seen the light of day, essentially. And so I bought it, of course. And now you have a picture up on the Twitter.
Yeah, I posted it. Yeah, it's like I saw it and I was like, two things came to mind. I was like, your finished basement looks awesome, and that Star Trek is super cool. Like, God.
It's amazing. The game is, whatever you think about the theme, the game is freaking insanely good. I mean, it is so good. It's on Internet Pinball Database. As long as I've been checking that for years, it's been like around the number 3 spot, and I believe that it is like. I'm trying to avoid puns here by saying it's just in another universe or whatever. Like, that would be stupid. But
are you really trying to avoid puns?
Well, I wouldn't have said it if I was trying to avoid it, but that's what comes to my head, like not trying to come up with puns, but that's the kind of thing. It's just so much fun. And I have a lot of awesome games that we'll talk about some other day. But it's freaking beautiful. I'm like, essentially here's what happened. I sold my Ghostbusters. I got this Star Trek The Next Generation, which Ghostbusters is a great game, but this is a phenomenal game. So I got a way better game. Equal condition, and I ended up with $700 on top of that. So I pat myself on the back for that. I feel pretty good about that. So anyway, that's my newest thing. I have so many stories that are just crazy about picking up pinballs over the last year that I don't want to cram them all into the same thing, but
no, man, we kind of have to pick and choose, like, because all of them are phenomenal. Like, here was the thing. Over the last year...
I'm starting a list here, too. I've got a list here so for next week.
Every time I talk to you, there was a new story, and I'm like, what? Congo Bongo? Huh? Where did that come from?
Congo Bongo is actually a game, but I did not get a Congo Bongo.
Oh, I don't remember. I don't remember what it was, but there was like something every week, and I was like, well, what happened to this? And you were like, well, let me tell you a story.
I bet like it's gone.
And I was like, all right, hold on. Let me get a martini, turn on the fireplace. Just give me a minute here.
Right. Yeah. Well, the funny thing about, I told you this earlier today. Funny thing, I was reading up about Star Trek The Next Generation. And, it's my first Steve Ritchie pin, which is crazy because it feels like I don't know how that's even possible. But and he's going to be at the Sutherfied Game Room Expo, by the way, this year. So I will see him there. And so could you if you live in the Southeast. So anyway,
what if I don't live in the Southeast and I buy a plane ticket?
You could see it.
Yeah, I'm probably.
I'll buy your ticket. Let me know.
My plane ticket?
No. I'll buy you the pass for the weekend. But anyway, it's funny because you can definitely tell, and this is what makes it like really good. Because I liked watching Star Trek The Next Generation back in the day. I think I've probably seen every episode, but I'm not like a Trekkie. I'm not like I love Star Trek. I like it, but you can tell definitely with this game that he was a huge fan. And there's a story on somewhere or another where he's basically he really wanted the license for it and they weren't giving it up. And so, anyway, long story short, he ended up getting the license. But the funny thing was my funny point on this entire thing is that the theme of the pinball was originally going to be Under Siege.
That's so mind-boggling to me.
What? I know. And here's the thing about pinball, and anybody that knows anything about pinball will know it's not about the theme. Look, I have a Congo pinball machine. Congo is garbage movie, but the pinball is awesome. But like, yeah, Under Siege, like how would that look nowadays? Because the wide body pinballs. The wide body pinball, they had 5 wide body pinballs that I think that came out in that era. I might be missing one, but even when it was like Indiana Jones, money, right? Like you can't go wrong with Indiana Jones as the theme, right?
No, not Indiana Jones. You can't.
Well, I take that back. I think I had to Stern's version of it, but you can definitely go wrong with Indiana Jones. But
really,
it's a great.
I just think as a theme, like Indiana Jones is actually kind of like it's Indiana Jones, man.
Yeah, it's awesome. And Twilight Zone, awesome theme, The other 2 were Demolition Man, which wasn't too bad, and then Popeye, which I think I've heard is garbage, but I've never played it. And then you would have had Under Siege.
Yeah, I don't know how that fits in, though. Like, was Under Siege that popular, or were they just handing out
It was like
licensing?
An action movie that my dad loves, like, it's like the equivalent to, like, butt rock.
Well, it's Steven Seagal. I mean...
Yeah, it's like the movie equivalent to like Butt Rock. It was totally like a movie for my dad. He still watches those action movies, and he's like, "That's a good movie." Probably still watches.
He's like, "That's a good movie" in a non-ironic way.
No, totally. So yeah, I just can't even imagine. I'm like, the theme is like, the theme doesn't matter in a pinball machine, but would it still have been that good? I don't know. I mean, I would love to see like in an alternate universe how that turned out for him.
I don't know.
It would have been like one produced, So anyway, that is one of many, many stories that I will have eventually on this stuff. I mean, I've gotten some amazing deals. I've got some amazing projects. I'd love to talk about all of them today, but unfortunately, I've got to pick up my son at 8:00 my time. So,
well, you don't have much time then.
I don't have enough time to tell all of them, and I figured we could spread them out as well. Because now that I think about it, like, because look, you think back to like when we were just on a roll, because we were hitting these things every single week, for like a long time, and after a while, it's just like sometimes it's just dry that week, and there's nothing you can do about it. I mean, we have so much to talk about. I mean, there's the whole, Billy Mitchell thing that happened recently. And
I did specifically say I wasn't going to talk about that ever again because I went after a few podcasts, but fuck it, we can talk about it because I don't think people...
We don't need to talk about it. It's fine.
I think eventually I think we should. I don't want to jump into it here, but it's crazy to me that people just couldn't like read between the lines on the Billy Mitchell thing. And so we'll get into it on another podcast because
I love Billy Mitchell. I love Walter Day, and I know Walter Day he had sold, I think he'd sold Twin Galaxies in 2010, but they're great guys, but for the most part, it's essentially like I would say it's like being into wrestling and being like, this is real, like I think their persona, like Billy Mitchell has a persona. I think he's like, I don't believe the King of Kong persona. You can edit a movie to make somebody look however you want, but it was a great movie. It was a great movie with great characters. He was an awesome character, and I think he loves that character. And Billy Mitchell is a nice guy, and I don't know. I don't have an opinion as to what happened with Twin Galaxies because I don't know what happened, like really happened, and I don't think it matters. I mean, I can ask Billy Mitchell. He'll be at Southern Fried Game Room Expo this year again, so I'll ask him in person.
You should. I do want to say I did have somebody. I'm not going to ask him. No, don't. Get to me on Twitter, though, about some of the other stuff. Because I went in saying, look, it was all kind of a wink and a nod. Obviously, these things were kind of personas. People are taking it way too serious. Quite honestly, you can watch the movie and tell everybody is in on the bit. Fucking stop just...
It's not even that. It's just, like I said, you can edit a movie anyway, and I think... I think you could just edit a movie in that way to create this narrative, which is cool. It's a great movie, Yeah. So I don't know. I think I think a lot of Billy Mitchell and I think a lot of Walter Day and I as far as the Twin Galaxy stuff, it's because I could be wrong about this, but I don't think I think Walter Day like retired in 2010 from like Twin Galaxies and all that stuff, so it might just be Twin Galaxies trying to like rustle up some publicity and stuff, and that they did, that's exactly what they did. And
and it's just funny because like the irony of the whole thing is, King of Kong in and of itself as a movie was super entertaining and got people talking, and then circle back around, and then we're speaking with no knowledge of this, but let's just hypothetically say, they're going to rustle up some more publicity for this thing, and sure enough, it works, and sure enough, people take it way more serious than it actually needs to be taken, and I get it. There's a lot of people that are like, but game scores, and a lot of people do take this serious, and I totally 100% understand that argument of it, but, you gotta kind of... pick and choose when you're going to take some things serious and when you
the whole thing,
you know what I mean?
Sure. And the funny part on that entire statement that you just made was that King of Kong got people talking. Do you know what I'm alluding to here?
No.
We watched the King of Kong when you were over at my house one time for like Thanksgiving or something.
Oh, yeah.
And you were like, totally trashed and like talking through the entire movie, and I was like, do you fucking talk through every movie that you watch?
I actually don't, but whenever I get... That was also the time I
totally remember that.
I will put this on the podcast. Remember the time that the Lil Wayne video?
Oh my god, that was hilarious. And then the Cedric the Entertainer.
Yeah,
no, wait, you're talking about when we were at Mellow Mushroom.
No. I was talking about when I made it look like I was like literally teabagging Lil Wayne, and then was putting my ass in Cedric the Entertainer's face, and we had the picture just perfectly angled, and we started sending those pictures to everybody we knew, like not actually thinking that maybe some people don't want to get pictures of my nuts.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, that was funny.
And I had that one. There was that one because it was just my TV in the background, and then there was like the Steve Harvey show or something where there was Cedric the Entertainer was like had this like surprised look on his face, and I was just like I was trashed too. Like I just kind of like moved my head in, like my mouth was hanging open. Like he was like, "Oh my God, it's Mitch!" But we centered it perfectly, so it looked like I was, There was Cedric the Entertainer, like, super stoked that I was there.
The drunk shenanigans that are probably actually... This probably isn't even great podcasting to most people, but goddamn, that was fun.
It was... Oh, my God, dude. That whole trip, because it was funny, like, I think we did go to Mellow Mushroom, and you're like, I'm sitting next to Lil Wayne or something. There was just some random black guy that was sitting at the table in the next one. And of course,
I put it on Facebook, and everybody from Minnesota's like, really? And I'm like... Of course, everybody from Minnesota would be like, really? And it's just some random black dude with dreadlocks. And I'm like, come on, guys. Come on, Minnesota. You're better than this.
Specifically, it was Steve. And then the other Steve. Meat on his pizza, Steve.
Yeah. And then in my head, I'm like, oh, wait a minute. No, they're not better than that, actually. There's,
It was funny.
It was funny.
But, and then when we were driving back from the Mellow Mushroom to my house, like somebody like ran into a fire hydrant, and they're like, they must have been trashed or something because their airbag was like inflated all over the front seat, and we saw them like swimming in it.
They were missing a wheel. We're just like, oh my God.
Is this really happening? And I think we like slowed down. It was like,
I'm sure we both slowed down at that point to just slow down and like put our windows down and laugh at them.
We did. That's exactly what we did.
Yeah, that's not a joke. I'm pretty sure that's exactly what we actually did.
I think it's probably better off. The world is better that we're like, however many miles away. I'm in Atlanta and you're in Minneapolis because the shenanigans that we get up to together.
Damn, it's crazy.
Yeah, I think we make each other a more hilarious person. Let's put it that way.
So all week when we decided to we were going to podcast tonight, I kept posting posts on Twitter to say, hey, the podcast is coming back Sunday. And then I would post a picture of the Ying twins doing their little dance. And they're just doing their little dance from that song where they just whisper the entire time.
Right.
And nobody got nobody got it. And like, it wasn't supposed to be funny, but it was like Ying twins and they're doing their dance. And like, it was just, I thought it was fucking hilarious. And I kept reposting it thinking that someone would finally like it. I didn't even get one like, and I posted it, I'm not even kidding, like 6 times. And I'm
didn't even get it.
Like no one gets the Ying twins, because I was gonna post something like really, kind of, really kind of gay about me and you just being like the Ying to my yang, Mitch and I are gonna get back on the mic, something like that, just showing my love for my my retro gaming brethren. And then I was like, well, that's not funny, so I'm going to post a picture of the Ying twins.
That's exactly like the train of thought that would go through my head. I'd be like, yin yang twins.
Well, it's funny because I didn't even remember them until I Googled Ying Yang on Twitter.
I forgot all about it too.
Twitter GIFs, and all of a sudden I see the Ying twins. I was like, oh, that's perfect.
I'm looking at it right now. That's awesome.
Yeah, nobody got
Somebody
it.
Somebody go like that, damn it. Somebody go like that.
Yeah,
that's classic.
Someone like my Ying twins reference.
Dude, that's awesome. I think you should repost it again because that's worth it.
Actually, here's the title to the show. I'm going to do it right now. The Ying twins are back. And then I'm going to use that as the picture. I'm going to use that GIF.
That's awesome. I love it.
Now people better like it.
Yeah, exactly. Well, as I said, I got to go pick up my son here in a bit. But man, that was a blast. I'm glad we're back to it here.
It was tons of fun.
We got a solid hour of I mean, God, I think back, and I with the Billy Mitchell thing, that was just a random thing that I threw out there that was like that. I mean, that among thousands of other things that were like, oh my God, because I always thinking that even taking an entire freaking year off, I'm always like, that would be perfect for the podcast. That would be perfect for the podcast, you know?
Yeah, it was over and over. I got to think about it a little more, but there's so many things. So many things.
And I got to plug the Southern Fried Game Room Expo several times today, kind of slyly.
Yeah, coming up in a month.
Yeah, in June, the first weekend of June, I believe, or not, June 8th, 9th, and 10th or something. I don't know. We're staying. I'm going to take the dive this year with my son. We're staying at a hotel room again this time, and I think he's old enough now where he really. Oh, that's another thing. My son is like actually pretty awesome.
Did you just clap? Did you just clap?
No, I didn't clap. I hit my knee. I think I slapped my knee because it's a knee slap.
God, we're
like
old.
This. But anyway, that's my son is actually awesome at playing pinball too, which is pretty cool.
Go to the YouTube.
Yeah, go to the YouTube. They're actually I did it again. I guess I just do that.
Just like you say, fuck those assholes or whatever.
Oh yeah, my son. Yeah, he will remember impassioned speeches by me. And somebody honks their horn driving by my house.
I can't stop. I'm in that mood right now, Mitch, where just everything is funny. I'm sorry.
my son says, "Fucking assholes, dude." When like a car honks and goes by, I'm like, "Oh man." I'm like, "You must have gotten that from your mom."
Yeah, of course.
Or he says man. He says man or dude after it. So, and I said that like once, maybe I say it all the time. There's some certain things where he always says or something after. He's like, it's like a pinball machine or something. And I'm like, oh, I think he got that from me. I don't even know that I do that.
Yeah, you do that.
I do that all the time after everything or something. See, yeah. I just threw that one in there.
I got, but I'd see what you did there.
Yeah, but anyway, we're going to actually stay there, and I hope he's not a freaking basket case during the expo, but I think he just wants to play pinball. That's all I want.
Go to the YouTube. Watch the video of Mitch's kid playing pinball. It's amazing.
Yep, you'll see some other stuff up there, too, because there are a few videos, at least, I've thrown up there, and you have thrown up there as well. So, anyway. Anywho, that's about all I got for this week. What do you say?
I say that was a fun return to the microphone.
That was. I haven't laughed that hard in at least a year. So that was that was good. I loved the story. I love the retold story of the Sonic UPC. It was just as good as the first time around for me, at least.
You son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Anyway.
Yeah, good stuff, man.
Indeed. Well, we will be back next week.
We should be back next week. I don't see why we wouldn't.
I'm just the whole time we've been talking for like the last 15 minutes, I've had this Yin Yang Twins thing going.
Did you look at the animated GIF of them just snapping?
Yeah, that's just
right when I saw it, I was like, "That's me and Mitch right there."
It's just like going over and over, like for like the last 15 minutes, and I can't stop watching it.
I gotta be honest with you. I know you gotta go, but like, I actually started Googling the Ying Yang Twins, and then for like 45 minutes, I was trying to decide who was Ying and who was Yang.
What did you come up with?
I don't know. Then I found out their names, and I was trying to figure out which one of us is the one of them equivalent.
Yeah.
I can't remember any of it, but I did do that.
Yeah. I think I'm probably the guy with just like the lame snaps on the side.
Yeah, the one on the left.
He's just like, I don't really know how to dance, but I'm pretending like I am. And the other guy's like bouncing all around. He's like, yeah.
The one that's probably me.
Yeah, I would assume so. Anyway, good stuff. We will be back, I guess, for... How did I used to do this?
You would go for Retro Jones episode, and you'd do like a weird... You'd do a weird episode 113. This is Mitch, and then I'd go, this is Mike, and then you'd go, we'll talk to you next time, or something like that, and it'd be kind of sexy. And then I'd always go, see ya, and then we'd roll in the music. So let's try that.
Should we try that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
For RetroGameFix.com, the Retro Jones podcast, this is Mitch.
And this is Mike.
And we'll catch you next time.
See ya.
Beep.
Pew.